So a lot of you have asked me the same question recently. Are these spirit items and weapons good? Short answer, if you're not looking for an explanation, the short answer is no. They are very bad weapons. Like, they are probably one of the worst weapons in the game. I would rather use a level 46 dragon sword than to use these spirit weapons. So inside of these spirit weapons, you have the sword, the aegis, the bow, gun, dagger, staff. The aegis and sword, I recorded a little clip I will post after I explain these other weapons to show an example of how bad these weapons are. They are basically heavily nerfed versions of the Kraken weapons. The bow is just basically a Kraken bow, except it does a few 100,000 damage per hit, which is extremely low damage. I don't even think it would do 100,000 damage per hit. I think it does way less. The gun, I don't even think anyone has really tested the gun recently to just check if it's good or not. I haven't heard much about it. So I already know this gun is really bad from previous tests. Like, even after things were buffed, this weapon was still trash. The daggers make the absolute least amount of sense in this game. They give a rogue, okay, keep in mind a rogue, a character that has very, very low defenses. It gives this character damage reflection. Yeah, it gives a rogue damage reflection, which is basically like telling a toothpick that it can take on a freaking saw blade. If it was on Aegis, if the damage reflection was on Aegis, then that'd make at least some sense. But on daggers for a rogue, makes no sense at all. The staff, I haven't heard much about the staff either, other than it heals like 2,000 or 2,000 health per tick or so, which is really low. It's best to just have a warrior heal you in the party instead of wasting your time proccing this item, having to wait on a proc cooldown to use it again. So, I mean, all of these items are extremely bad. It is best that you pretend they do not exist. It is best not to even focus on them. So not only are they bad, if you take a look at the level, so each spirit item has a level right here. You would kill enemies to get EXP for it inside the Zodia zones. Now, it may seem like, oh, that's easy, that's simple, I can do that easily. I did the math to it. It takes over 10 million EXP to level these things up to max level. Let me repeat myself, 10 million. That is over 400,000 Zodia's mobs. 400,000 is a metric ton. Like, it is a shit ton. My main class, which is warrior, that I quit a few months ago, over a span of 10 years, well, 9 years on the game, I've only got 400, 500,000 PvE kills on it. It takes months to get 100,000 PvE kills alone. To get 400,000 just for a weapon that you have to equip, you have to have it equipped. So, like, you're not even going to be able to get any PvE kills with this weapon because of how bad these weapons are. It's not even worth leveling up. The only purpose these items serve is the movement speed bonus. So if you like maximum movement speed awakes, I say 30% is what I would consider sort of max, even though 45 is max, but good luck getting that. It's like impossible to get 30% movement speed awake. It is insanely hard. So like even using these gears for movement speed is not even worth it. These gears are completely useless. They have no purpose to them. Using them, you're just nerfing yourself. I would suggest sticking with Zara's set with mythic procs if you can't afford Kraken. Because Zara's is way better. Like, take a look at my damage. I don't have a pet equipped, but I go to my house where my pet's equipped. 21,000 damage. That doesn't sound right. Usually it's 26,000. Oh, I have the wrong pet equipped. No wonder. So I equip the right pet, and my damage goes to 26,000. Of course, I got damage elixirs on, but take a look at this. I'm gonna go to the Elite Zodia's map here, where I even tested the spirit weapons with my warrior, and I'm just gonna use a normal aim shot. Okay. 200,000 damage. 190,000 damage. 188,000 damage. And 181,000. I don't know if I have my pet on me. Okay, I do. Let me put my main pet on. My damage is 26,000 still, but I have crit damage. 300,000 damage. I'm one-shotting them. I'm literally one-shotting these enemies. 366,000. 362,000. 264,000. Like, the amount of damage a rogue outputs is insane. Even with no procs, Zarus is absolutely insane. Let me show you a rogue with procs. So I'm just going to proc real quick. And I'm just going to stand on the boss. I'm at, well, 2 million damage right there because I used a normal attack. Actually, my procs are doing like 7 or 1.7 million damage just for me standing in a group of enemies. I'm just standing there. I don't have to use skills. I just stand there and I do millions of damage. So, spirit items, stay far away from. Mythic weapons, go after. Like, this staff alone is already overpowered. The daggers, the sword, the Aegis. Sword and Aegis are very annoying to use, but it's better than using something that does 0 damage whatsoever. Like at all. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and cut to the clip with my warrior using the spirit, sword, and Aegis. Starting off the Kraken Aegis, or the Zodia's Eating Machine Aegis, I have 1500 strength, which is about the same amount of strength. People typically ask me this question of if spirit weapons are good or not. So, I mean, they're usually people who don't have a lot of gold, or people are just building their character and don't know what to use. To show you in person how bad this Aegis is, I proc it here surprisingly on the first try. It does 3 hits per enemy. 3 ticks of damage over a span of 7 seconds. That is extremely bad, first of all, and secondly, its damage is 20 to 30k, which I thought in the past was going to be good, but it still needs buffed. It needs to be doing more ticks. The damage is fine that it's doing per tick, but it needs to do at least, I don't know, 12 to 13 ticks per enemy inside the radius to actually be useful. And it's only doing 3. So, Zodia's Aegis, very bad. If you're wondering its damage, what its damage is during the ultimate skill of 6x strength, it was only doing 300,000 to 500,000 damage per tick. So, your maximum would be around 900 to 1.5 million damage. 900,000 to 1.5 mil during ultimate. That is extremely low. Neptaris or Polaris would do way better. So now on to the sword here. The sword is just a basic, it's just like a nerfed Kraken sword. Same with the Aegis, this Aegis is like a nerfed Kraken sword as well. So, practice sword, and it only does 5, wait, that's it. Is that all the damage it does there? I wasn't even finishing my, I didn't even get to speak like 5 words before the proc finished. 273,000, 5,000, 5,000. And you have to wait. The cooldown isn't too bad, but still the damage Neptaris would have destroyed this boss in seconds. That's terrible. I don't have an Neptaris on me to show you guys, but wow. That is very depressing. I'll cut to a clip here in a second, testing it with the ultimate skill if I even can. Hopefully I'm able to. 400,000 damage, I say it's going to do like 1 million damage, and that's about it. Or 1.5 mil. So I procced on this enemy like 4 times, and it still has not killed that enemy yet. It has reduced damage, it is like percent health damage. So let's see if I can even hit the boss with a proc during ultimate. That's if I'm lucky. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. I didn't see how much damage it did, but it didn't even one-shot one of the smaller mobs that I hit. Even if I think I did hit the big boss, which only did not even half of its health and damage. So, sword is probably the worst weapon out of the list.